Today's Dallas Cowboys Report is presented by Manscaped. From the Lawnmower 4.0 to the Boxers 2.0, Manscaped has the best men's grooming products on the internet, and they're saving you 20% off and giving you free shipping when you head over to manscaped.com and you use promo code COWBOYS. Links in the comments section and the description. As we get into the Cowboys' early training camp winners and losers. First, the winners. How about linebacker Micah Parsons, who has not missed a beat from what we saw last year. He looks like one of, if not the best player at training camp so far, the best player overall on the Cowboys roster potentially. He's beaten Tyron Smith, he's beaten Terence Steele, he's beaten Aviante Collins, he's beaten everybody in front of him, which isn't really that big of a surprise. Check the box for Micah Parsons, put him in bubble wrap. He does not need to play in the preseason. Now, before the preseason gets going, we need to be at 130,000 subscribers or else. And we are so close. We're less than 70 subs away. And I can guarantee that at least 70 people of you watching right now who love the Dallas Cowboys, who want videos every single day, actually aren't subscribed. Let's get that changed. Hit the big red button for more free videos every single day right here on the Cowboys Report. Sometimes, like yesterday, for example, it's multiple videos per day. Next up on our Cowboys camp winners, that is cornerback Anthony Brown, who I think has been one of the most impressive players so far at camp from all the reports, all the clips that go up on social media. He's looked great. And his head coach, Mike McCarthy, absolutely agrees, by the way. Quote, he's having a heck of a camp. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, he picked up right where he left off last year. I think he is someone that should get more love from you guys. Just a suggestion. He's very, very consistent. I've given praise to Anthony Brown in the past, but I also know that there are many in the comments section who do not believe in Anthony Brown. There was a reason why the Cowboys drafted Kelvin Joseph last year. There was uncertainty and concern about Brown's future as a reliable number two corner in the Cowboys organization. He answered those questions as great as humanly possible. I feel so much better about Anthony Brown than where I did this time last year. He played great last year outside of the BS Derek Carr underthrow flag game and against the Bucs. He was a really good number two corner last year. But we're a show for the people. I believe in democracy and voting. So what is your confidence level? Don't laugh, Jeffrey. Democracy is not a joke. Confidence level in Anthony Brown. Scale it from 1 to 100. 1 on the low end, 100 on the high end. This is going to be today's pinned comment. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. TJ Vasher next up here. This is the wide receiver portion of today's show. Vasher's your winner because of that highlight reel catch he made the other day. Shout out my boy Kyle Humans on Twitter for the photo of it. This is a great grab. This is high extension, high pointing, pinning it. Honestly, that's Kelvin Joseph beating, by the way. Joseph's in fine defensive position. You can't you high point it like that when you're TJ Vasher, you're 6'6". That's the benefit of having that caliber of size. Now, of course, it is only July 31st. There is a long way to go before it comes to making rosters and finding a roster position and even contributing to the NFL. There are 3 preseason games and a lot of practices left. But I want your predictions. Will TJ Vasher make the Cowboys roster this year? Type in Y for yes, he will, or N for no, he will not. This is actually the receiver/Brown portion of today's show. Noah Brown is next up here. He had a pretty good Friday on camp in particular, made a bunch of nice grabs. He's been steady, consistent, getting some reps with some of the earlier rotation pieces. He is fighting hard to maintain his roster spot. Special teams, a big factor there. There has been uncertainty, understandably so, about the wide receiver room, but relative to expectations, Vasher, Brown showing some good things there. Gallup's not going to be good to go week 1. I will say that I am excited about Jalen Tolbert. Heard good things so far from him. He could easily be a winner on this list. We've talked about him previously, so I wanted to focus on some other guys, but Tolbert's been good. Don't read anything in him not being on here. Tolbert's been a winner too. Let's go to the first round pick. That is Tyler Smith, the left guard, who has worked with the ones and the twos. He's getting predominantly left guard reps, and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones hyping up the team's first round selection. I'll try the Jerry accent again. Well, I'm lacking everything that I'm seeing out there. I've seen him have the instincts to pick it up when they're playing games on him. He's doing it so naturally. He's just so strong. He's really gifted in terms of smarts and picking it up. Oh, Tyler's had some up and down moments. He got beat by Trysten Hill a few times. We'll get to him in a little bit here. There have been moments of, it wasn't quite right, but enough promising things to go on to the handling it from a going about things the right way, working with Duke Manyweather. I love seeing that from my offensive lineman. That's a big deal as far as I'm concerned. He seems to be a very professional, mature player, and that's a big deal for someone who has or at least had some very real technique things to fix. If he gets them fixed, we're going to be good. So grade the pick of Tyler Smith. We'll let you adjust your grades based on the initial gut reaction when a lot of us wanted Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green, and we wanted that guy. He wasn't supposed to go that early. Grade it for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Now I'm grading the Manscaped Boxers 2.0 in A+. I've never owned a more comfortable pair of boxers, and they keep things nice and fresh down there. There's no riding up. There's no chafing. They are the definition of comfort. They're giving you 20% off and free shipping, Manscaped is, when you use promo code Cowboys at manscaped.com. It also applies to the Lawnmower 4.0 and all of their available men's grooming products. So head over, manscaped.com, use promo code Cowboys. That'll be in the comments section and the description of today's show to get that fantastic deal. Manscaped.com, promo code Cowboys. Trysten Hill is next up here, and yes, we're hyping up Trysten Hill a little bit today. Look, there is the much-discussed numbers game going on at defensive tackle, but Hill had back-to-back days before today's off day on Sunday of flashing and making some plays. That is a big deal, because if Hill can force his way onto the roster, that's a win as far as I'm concerned. I would love it if Trysten Hill took a massive step forward beyond what unquestionably and unfortunately has been a disappointment so far in his career. The numbers game is real between Osa, Gallimore, Watkins, Hill, Bohanna, Ridgeway, Golston. You got 7 guys who are worthy of a roster spot. You will not carry all 7. You will not carry 6. You'll probably carry 5 more likely. That makes it a tricky game to figure out. Linebacker Jabril Cox is next up here as he was back at practice and he looked fast and quick, and that's all very good things. And we'll try the Jerry accent again for his quote on Jabril. Quote, he's going to be here a lot quicker than I think anybody thinks he is. I think he's going to be here pronto. What we've got is a good plan for him. I haven't seen much to equal his as far as what a leader he is. It's that distinctive. So everyone in the comments, spam Cox out. What a brilliant, there's no way to change this from Jerry accent to Cox out, but maybe that's something Jerry, stop myself there. Hashtag Cox out in the comments section for a Jabril Cox breakout season. Go ahead and spam it for me using the hashtag. Sam Williams is next up here, another young player, and I put him on this list because Stephen Jones went out of his way to hype him up. In terms of some of the stuff Steven had said following the opening ceremonies after like day 3 or 4 of Cowboys camp. Also, Micah Parsons has heaped some praise upon Sam Williams, and I know the Cowboys worked out tactically. We broke down that Saturday night for you guys. I don't think edge is that big of a need, and I am optimistic that the young Sam Williams can make a big impact for the organization as probably more of a situational, rotational pass rusher in year 1. I got 2 more winners, then we'll get to the loser side of it, because in life, there are both sides. But I want you guys to name an early training camp winner for me. Who has impressed you so far from camp? Drop a name or names in the comments section. Safety Marquise Bell is next up here, and I feel confident saying this part. Bell is a very good shot of making this team. He continues to stand out. He was a minicamp / OTA winner. He has drawn praise from Stephen Jones as well. And I would actually be putting odds on it. It is better than 50% that Marquise Bell makes this Cowboy. There's a numbers game at safety with Israel Mukuamu. I almost put Tyler Coyle on this list as well. But the team likes Bell. I've seen enough good stuff from Bell. This is definitely a UDFA to be very excited about. Finally, just if only to get everyone to not freak out, Dak Prescott, it's fine. There is nothing to be concerned about right now with the Cowboys franchise QB. He looks good. The deep ball and chemistry with James Washington needs a little bit of work, but Washington missed a lot of time at OTA, so that's not the end of the world. But the Lamb-Dak and the Lamb-Tolbert chemistry looks pretty solid. So there's no reason to be concerned at all about Dak Prescott, who I doubt plays much, if at all, in the preseason. Let's look then at the losers, because not everyone's been perfect. And unfortunately, the undrafted free agent kicker Jonathan Garibay is on this list. Now, we've only had 1 day of field goals for Cowboys camp. There's nothing else going on, only 1 day of it. Not a good first impression for Jonathan Garibay at camp. 4 of 8 on field goal attempts, all between 38 and 50 yards. Lirim Hajrullahu, meanwhile, was 7 of 8. So that's a very simple +3 in the favor of Hajrullahu and -3 for Garibay. Not what you want to have. It's early. Do not panic. He'll hopefully bounce back on Monday when the pads come on for the Cowboys, but that's not a good start there. So name an early training camp loser for me, someone you've been unimpressed by. And hell, if you want to write in, and I could have put this one on here pretty easily. Nick Ralston, also a loser, since unfortunately he was cut to make room for Kevontae Turpin. But drop a name for me from a negative standpoint who's been an early camp loser for you. I feel kind of bad putting Terence Steele on here, and I'm not out on Steele, don't get me wrong on that front. And life is very difficult when you have to try to block Micah Parsons. Ask all of the other NFL teams he's played. But Steele has had a bit of a tricky time at points. There have been some wins for him as well, but Micah Parsons has gotten him a few times. Trysten Hill got him a few times as well. Hill got the guards too. So up and down, I'm hoping it's more of an iron sharpens iron type of thing. But unsurprisingly, Terence Steele is not as good as Micah Parsons is. The other true loser here is Matt Waletzko, the offensive lineman, who unfortunately did suffer a shoulder injury. He left Thursday's practice. He then missed Friday and Saturday. The Cowboys said, maybe the grown-up version of Lil Dicky. Have you seen him, by the way? He looks just like him. So we'll call him Big Dicky, I guess. Matt Waletzko is not 100%. I hope he gets healthy because he's young. He needs those reps. On the positive side, Josh Ball has taken advantage of Waletzko missing time. He's been getting left tackle reps. I think that's a good sign for the Cowboys since the 4th rounder from Marshall and Ball kind of entered this year on a little bit of a hot seat after a not great first impression so far for the Cowboys. But he's taken a nice step forward. Hopefully, Waletzko, meanwhile, gets healthy. The pads come on Monday for the Cowboys. Today, of course, was an off day. And we've got you covered with all the latest going on around Cowboys training camp. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe.